Hello and welcome to the Korean Beauty Show podcast. I'm Lauren Lee, host of the podcast and founder of Style Story, where you can shop, learn and explore the world of Korean skincare and, of course, your guide to what is going on in the world of Korean beauty. So for our latest K-Beauty News Update special, I came across an interesting piece about some Korean consumers' choices. So Kantar is a consumer research firm, and they actually did an analysis of Korean women aged 15 to 65, basically from June last year until June this year. And they released a report called The Most Chosen Brands, Consumers' Choice in the first half of 2023. And look, I don't think any of this is exactly groundbreaking, but it has reinforced some of the trends that we've been seeing. So one of the things that they did note was that competition for cost effectiveness in the skincare market is intensifying. And, you know, there's a lot of reasons why people are looking for more cost-effective options at the moment, but this is definitely a thing. They also found that in the first half of this year, female consumers in Korea were focused on moisturizing and pore care, but as their age increased, they started to focus more on anti-aging and brightening, or what we call mibaek, whitening in Korean. So I think that's fairly, standard and representative of the different age groups. The younger people are generally more worried about things like pore care. And then as we get older, we're more worried about things like wrinkles, sunspots, aging, the signs of aging, all of those kind of things. So they also went through what people pay attention to and some of the brands that are gaining popularity between the different groups. So the most purchased skincare products by Korean women were moisturizer for those aged between 15 to 49. And I think that's probably similar in other countries as well. But for those aged 50 and older, it was anti-aging. So the higher the age group, obviously you're more focused on those kind of things. Now, the third most purchased skincare product by all ages was sunscreen. And I think that really does back up a lot of the talk that I've been seeing in the industry and the statistics that suggest that the global sun care market is increasing. So this is a very popular product in Korea, as you would expect. And also the people that did more outdoor activities, they also consumed more sunscreens. That's fairly, obvious. People that are outdoors a little bit more know that they are going to be exposed to the sun, tend to wear more sunscreen products. But in particular, they posited that a lot of the increase was due to the relaxation of quarantine regulations. And I have definitely noticed that since we relaxed our quarantine regulations in Korea, people are definitely doing a lot more outdoor sport. That's when the sun patches started to really take off here as well. Golf is, of course, extremely popular in Korea. And I think, now that there's no restrictions on gathering and where you can go in the country, a lot of people are just getting back into the swing of things, not to use to get a bit punny. So the brands, I'm sure there are some of our listeners that are interested to know what brands everybody is using. So women aged 15 to 34, the popular brands or the brands that are gaining popularity include Dr. G, Manyo Factory, Mediheal, which is of course very famous for its sheet masks, Numbergin, Ariel, and Banilico. So no real surprises there. Those brands have historically done well in that age group, particularly brands like Banilico. Numbergin is a newer brand to the market, but they have been trending a lot lately. They do their skincare line by numbers. So you basically choose which number of product you pick, and then it goes with your skin concern. So that's an easy system to remember. Consumers aged 35 to 49 had the greatest demand for moisturizing products, but they also do enjoy their high efficacy products with anti-aging as well. And some of the popular brands among them were Dr. G, AHC, of course, very popular domestically here in Korea, and Dongguk Pharmaceutical. And this is a brand that I have actually had a chance to try a couple of times because of friends' mums that give me the products. So I can confirm that that is a really popular brand that you just don't really see much of overseas, but amongst older Koreans, Dongguk Pharmaceutical is definitely popular. Other brands include Medicube and D'Alba, and that's because they have obviously their device lines, which we will come onto today. We actually had a question of the week about this, and also, their sprays, patch forms, they were also popular. So among older people, that was, just how this was reported, so don't come for me. Older people who value anti-aging, they purchased brands like Seolwasu and also SNP. So these are all brands that are trending, that are very popular domestically in Korea. Some of them are easier to get your hands on than others overseas. So look, we stock a couple of those brands. Just off the top of my head, we've got Dr. G, we've got Manu Factory, we've got Numbergen, we've got Banilico, we have some AHC, and of course D'Alba. But some of them are probably you're more likely to get in Korea, or they're not as promoted overseas, just because of how well they're doing in the local market, I would say. Now, the next piece of news that I had is quite an exciting one, and that is that our Jellicoe Cherry Blossom Sleeping Mask won a beauty award. So we actually got told a few weeks ago that we had been selected as one of the top winners in the Daily Essentials category. So this is a big sort of beauty award run by Prevention Magazine, and they had so many different brands and products from really, really big labels as well. So when I found out that we'd actually won in the sleeping mask category, I was pretty shocked. I honestly didn't think that we would have a chance just because of how many other really big brands were in there and how big their marketing budgets and all of that are. I trust our formulas. I love our formulas. And I know that our customers do as well, but we are still a really, really small brand. So that was a massive win for us. And that got published online along with all of the other category winners as well. So we are absolutely stoked about that. I honestly was blown away when I got the email. I was like, what? That is crazy. So very, very happy to hear that. And actually, we are offering at the moment to celebrate our win 20 Australian dollars off your Cherry Blossom Sleeping Mask if you buy one, which for the non-Aussies, it ends up being a little over 30% off the sale price. Depending on which currency you're shopping in, it might be slightly different. But yes, very, very happy about that. That product was launched 3 years ago. And a lot of people think that Jellicoe is famous for the sleeping mask, but technically by sales and by repurchases and just more notoriety, I think our bubble tea steam cream is actually the most popular product. So Cherry Blossom, I'm so happy to finally see it getting the love that it deserves. We had some really great feedback the other day as well from one of our customers that said that she felt like it had given her real skin back, like the skin that she knows she has, and using this product really brought that out, and that made her really happy. And that was probably one of the nicest reviews I've ever seen. Just as someone that has suffered from so many skin disorders and issues over the years, I just know what that feels like when you're like, this is what I actually look like. Hi guys, this is my real skin. So that was probably one of the most touching ones I've ever seen. And then now it's won this beauty award. So super stoked about it. Go and check it out if you haven't already. Now, on to this week's question of the week. So this was actually left by someone on our Spotify. And she said, and I apologize, I was only just taking a look over them, the comments that had been left yesterday. So I apologize that this is probably a little late, but the question was, hi Lauren, what is your view on Medicube and its devices? It's gained a lot of popularity lately, and I would like your view about this brand, please. Thank you. So obviously the report that I just went through by Kantar noted that this is indeed a popular brand amongst Korean consumers aged 35 to 49. So it is popular. They've got a lot of money. They have a huge marketing budget. Like the amount of influencers that they have sent these products to, I think is a testament to that. That is why you're seeing the products everywhere, is because they have sent them to a lot of really famous people, including people like Hailey Bieber and whatnot. Now, the problem is I can't comment on the efficacy specifically related to these devices and this brand because I haven't actually tried them, and I, therefore don't have any direct knowledge of the results or anything like that. I do know that one of the devices is supposed to enhance the absorption of your beauty products, and that's the key claim that they're making, is that, oh, this helps everything sink in or whatnot. So I guess if you were to assess or analyze the efficacy of a product like that, so it's premised on the basis that we need all of our skincare products to be fully absorbed into our skin. But that's, of course, not how they all work. Sunscreens are one example. Like, we don't want to have them all absorbed into our skin. We want them to actually stay on the surface so that they can protect us from the sun. Like, that's very, very basic, but that's how they work. They don't need to all be absorbed into the deeper layers of the skin. So I personally think, if you've got the money for a product like this and you love using it and you feel like it's, a nice self-care moment or whatnot, then knock yourself out. Like, I'm not going to stop you. But if you don't have a couple of $100 spare, then I think you can get really good results from just regular skincare products to enhance the absorption of your beauty products. Things that you can easily do at home that don't cost hundreds of dollars are regularly exfoliate your skin. If you regularly exfoliate, you can take off the dead skin cells that are sitting on the top of your skin, and that helps your products to penetrate further into the skin. Like, that's at a really basic level. Layering your products, that's another really great one. That's really, really popular in Korean beauty as well. Layering lots of different products, matching ingredients together that work well together. Like, these are all ways that you can enhance the absorption. And I did an episode a while back on supercharging your skincare routine by matching ingredients that work really well together to get better results. So I can't really comment on these products in particular, just because I've never really used them. From having a look on the brand's website, that seems to be, and I know they've got a bunch of products. That was one of the ones that I came across. My personal experience with devices generally, and not specifically in relation to Medicube, is that I have not had that much of a great experience with device products. I've tried the LED masks before, and I religiously used one of the red light masks every single day for 6 weeks when I was having a really bad flare-up of rosacea, and I can honestly say it did nothing at all. Literally nothing. It didn't calm my skin down. It didn't prevent, any of my symptoms. It didn't stop my symptoms. It didn't lessen my symptoms. That was my personal experience with an at-home device. Now, I think devices that you are treated with in clinic by a professional are in a completely different category and in a completely different league. And there is a lot more data to back them up. And that's why they're so expensive. Like, they are a different type of machine. So the kind of treatments that you do in clinic, I think, are in a different category. I personally fall into the category that I wouldn't spend a whole lot of money on these kind of devices, honestly. I just haven't had the best experience with them, and I've just kind of gone, right, for me personally, especially because of how much time they take out of your schedule, even if it's only 10 minutes a day, that's 10 minutes a day. We're busy people. We've got things to do. I don't know about you, but time is precious in my house. So 10 minutes a day to sit down and do something that, I haven't seen great results from, that's just me. If you've seen great results from them, if you know someone that's seen great results from them, then literally knock yourself out. I think that's great, and I'm really happy for you. That's just my personal opinion. And when it comes to, products that help to enhance the absorption of your skincare products, like derma rolling is often held up as a way to do this as well. But you can actually do it without devices. You can just do it with your regular skincare products. That's kind of how they are designed to work. And that's the other reason why a lot of those kind of procedures that are done in clinic that are helping to exfoliate, you can kind of just do it at home, like microdermabrasion and things like that. If you're the kind of person that doesn't do any at-home skincare, then you probably will see results from having treatments like that, using products like this. But if you're already doing a routine, you've kind of got it down pat, and you're just sort of chugging along, wondering if you can enhance it, I'm not sure. I think I'll leave that up to you guys. Me personally, it's a no from me. I got better things to spend my money on, and quite frankly, better things to spend my time on. But I get it. It's a novelty. It looks really fun. It's probably trending on the gram, so you can probably pick up a few more followers. But that personal opinion, don't at me. And speaking of people adding me, I did just want to raise a comment someone left last week. So last week's episode, if you recall, and I'm trying to recall, was about multifunctional K-beauty products. And one of the categories that I spoke about was powder cleansers, and that there are, powder cleansers on the market that are waterless products. And somebody left an anonymous comment on Spotify, basically suggesting that, I think they said they were an environmental chemist, and saying, I should have an environmental chemist on the show to explain the chemistry behind them, because they're no good. And I wasn't quite sure the point the person was trying to make. And then when I went to reply and sort of ask them, can you, give me a bit more information? I'm not quite sure what you're getting at here. There's no way to do that. So I thought I might as well just address it, in case there's any chance that person is hanging around still. Get in touch. DM me, email me if you would like to come on the show and explain your point and what you were trying to say. Like, by all means, come on and explain it. I'm not a chemist. This is not a chemistry podcast, but I would love to hear your explanation. It just wasn't clear to me from your comment the point that you were trying to make. I wasn't sure whether it was about, foaming cleansers being bad for the skin, bad for the environment, whether, it was a problem around the powder itself. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. So please get in touch. I would be happy to have you on the show. If you actually have that qualification, then we would love to hear from you, I'm sure. So I'll leave it there. Guys, if you do have feedback like that and you would actually like it actioned in some way, like, come and find me. I'm on Instagram. You can find me at lauren.kbeauty. I've had people pop in before and say, P.S., just to let you know, this thing that you explained on the show, it's actually this or whatnot in relation to a new sunscreen ingredient that was going to be approved in Korea. Someone else pointed out to me, hey, that's actually patented by L'Oreal. Like, if you do have helpful feedback like that, come and find me. I am by no means an expert on everything. Like, this is just a show where we talk about what's trending in K-beauty, what's new in the industry. I work in the industry. Like, that is my expertise. I'm not a chemist. I don't pretend to be one. I'm not a dermatologist. I don't play one on the internet either. This is just, from my experience sharing with you what I've picked up from my years working in the industry. So I'm always open to feedback. Anonymous comments aren't the best way to do that, just because I can't respond to you and get back in touch. So if you're still here and hanging around, get in touch. All right, let us go through some new K-beauty products. And the first one that I have for you, I think, will be popular amongst those who like to DIY their own face masks. So One Thing is a Korean beauty brand that is really famous for just its line of very simple formulas. They tend to highlight one ingredient formulas in a lot of their toners and extracts and things like that. And one of the ways that they market them is to say that, you can mix and match. So you can put a little bit of this one in with a little bit of that and, create your perfect toner routine or whatnot. And one of the ways that you can actually do that is with facial masks. So you can actually use their products or other people's products and pour them over these facial masks to DIY your own. They're made of 100% natural pure cotton, so that gives them great adhesion and absorbency as well. So, one of the ways you can use them, you could mix like a really hydrating toner in with, say, their niacinamide 10%. Just to get an extra boost of moisture as well as some brightening. When it comes to all of these kind of DIY hacks, my only tip, or be a little bit careful, is don't try and store them yourself. Just do it up fresh and just use it then and there. If you're going to be storing them for later, you will potentially run into issues with needing stabilizers and preservatives and all of that kind of thing, so that they don't go moldy and a bit funky. But if you're just making them up on the spot and using them, this is a really great way to do it, and it doesn't cost a whole bunch either. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, we're talking about products that do cost a whole bunch, and this is the history of Whoo's 공진향 설 Radiant White Ultimate Corrector. So we've actually had a few customers lately request more history of Whoo. They love the products, they want more. So we have gotten in some products that people have requested. So this is a product that is new to us at Style Story, not necessarily new to the world of Korean beauty, but I thought I might as well run through it just because a lot of people are really getting into their luxury Korean beauty at the moment, and why not, If you can afford it, if you enjoy products like this, then I say go for it. So this is one of those products that is specifically targeted to people that have maybe a dull skin tone, some dark spots, and signs of aging that they would like to try and tackle. So they have what they call the Secret Royal Complex, Solgamsan and Wild Chrysanthemum, which targets the deeper layers of the skin. So if you're not familiar with the history of Whoo, the whole idea about secret royal complexes and all of that kind of thing is the whole brand concept. So it was basically a brand that was put together to try and revive some of the formulas, ingredients, and things like that people used to rely on in Korea's dynastical period. So, the empresses and whatnot. And they are using some really, really high quality and expensive ingredients as well. So they've got silkworm extract in here. They've also got pearl wild ginseng as well, which, is obviously a really great one for anti-aging. The chrysanthemum water as well to prevent moisture loss. It's got nutmeg extract, which is one you don't really see in a lot of products, but again, to use these different kinds of ingredients, that's a really good one for clearing skin with blackheads and clogged pores. They have squalane as well, and thyme extract too, which can be a good one for people that have redness. So if you are at the more bougie end of the market, or you're just looking to explore some really beautiful luxury Korean beauty products that are packaged, honestly, they look like little works of art. So I can understand why people, once they dip their toe in the water, they want to collect more. But we do have a few more history of Whoo products on the Style Story website at the moment, and the Seoul Radiant White Ultimate Corrector is one of them. So go and check that out if that sounds like you. Now, we have also had a whole bunch of new reviews left by our paying customers on a whole range of different products. So I thought I would get in and share some of those with you. So the first one was for Skin 79's Orange BB Cream. And this is the one that has arbutin in it, which is a really famed brightening ingredient. It's only recently been able to be sold in Australia in the last couple of years. So you'll see more and more brands bringing out products with this in it. But our customer said, obsessed with this product, beautiful product, works extremely well on my oily skin. It is a thick consistency, but applies smooth and doesn't look cakey at all. It's a perfect blend between foundation, moisturizer, and sunscreen. So much better than trying to apply moisturizer, sunscreen, and foundation separately and dealing with stickiness, product incompatibilities, and pilling. I am fair/light neutral and wear NARS Mont Blanc. This shade was a perfect match for me. I don't even think I will use foundation anymore. Highly recommend. Thank you very much for leaving your review. So there you go. Skin 79 Orange BB and NARS Mont Blanc, in case you are a NARS Mont Blanc girl or guy. Now, the only comment I would have to make about that is please make sure you use sunscreen separately. They do have sunscreen in them, but it is not a primary form of sun protection. It is a secondary form of protection. So guys, please do still use your sunscreen. That's it for me, enough preaching. Now, the next one I had was for Subi's Hollow Dream Mask and Brush, and our reviewer said, so glad I bought it. Such a nice mask. You can feel it tighten as it dries. Once you wash it off, you can already see the difference. You do get a lot of leftover of shininess from the mask, but once you apply other products, you realize how soft the mask has made your skin. I went through it so fast, I wish it was bigger. So there you go. Thank you very much for that review. We've also got one for CosRx's AHA BHA clarifying toner, and our customer said, I've been struggling with acne for the first time in my life ever. I'm 35. I've tried everything under the sun. I read an article about K-Beauty and deep dived into it. So stoked I did, because this stuff works. Thank you very much for that review. And then okay. I'm just having a look at my show notes, and this is the part of the show where I ordinarily would do my recommendation of the week. And you know I love recommending products that I love, but sometimes I want to share products that I don't love as well, and I'm going to do that here just because these two in particular have been getting a lot of airtime, and I think if you have my skin type, maybe you will think the same way I do. So these are my anti-recommendations for the week. And I've actually got the products here with me. So the first one is the Parnell Cica Manu Serum Cushion. Like, this one on paper seems like it would be a really good fit for me. It's a color match, and you know, it's got Centella asiatica in it, and it's supposed to be good for people that experience breakouts. And I've tried it many times, and I've tried it with a bunch of different products underneath, a bunch of different sunscreens, and importantly, I have tried it in a lot of different climates. I've tried it in the Middle East, in Korea, and Australia, and I just cannot get this to sit nicely, no matter how I use it, no matter which base I put on, no matter if I'm like super hydrated, ordinarily hydrated, it just separates out on my skin. So I don't know if this is a problem that other people are finding. If you have dry skin, if you have, you know, I'm going to say breakouts and things like that, and dry skin, let me know if you had a different experience with this one. But I, for the life of me, just cannot get this to sit nicely on my skin. I think I'm going to have to just give it up, because I've carted it all the way here with me to the Middle East for this beauty expo that we are doing next week, and I can't deal with it anymore, so I'm giving up. That is officially me, and that one done. Now, the second one I have is the Amuse Dew Jelly Vegan Cushion. Like, obviously I'm going to buy it. If it has jelly in the name and dew, that is pretty much my jam. My entire brand is built around jelly. Like, obviously I was going to buy this product. And guys, I just can't get it to give me dewy jelly skin. It just seems to dry my skin out no matter what I do. And this is another one that I have now carted around with me for 6 months at least, I would say. Like, I just can't seem to get it to work. I thought for sure it might do better in higher humidity with a lot of heat, because it was really drying me out, and it just doesn't. So look, I don't know if I'm having a rare experience, or it's just, you know, I don't know. There are so many other cushions that just glide on and sit really nicely on my skin, sit really nicely on my face, cover up everything that I want them to cover up, and those two just don't do it for me. So look, if you have any tips or tricks for me about how to get those ones to work, if you guys are massive fans of them and you have really dry skin, like, please come and find me and let me know. I would love to know. But for me, for now, I think I'm just going to give up. and I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I'll have to find something to do with them. But yeah, there are plenty of other cushions out there on the market. If there's one thing you can always guarantee with any cushions, and it's kind of sad sometimes, is that they just don't stay around for very long. Every 2 years, it seems to be, there's something new on the market. So you can end up losing your all-time favorite product like pretty quickly. But I do have a couple of really good ones that I'm loving. It's just not those at the moment. So sorry. All right, I'm going to finish it up here for today. If you do love the show and you want to support us, you can buy your Korean beauty products from stylestory.com.au or Woolworths online in Australia. You can also shop at jellyco.com globally. And guys, just a reminder that if you do love the show and get some benefit from it, I would really appreciate you leaving your review. Even if you don't leave like a full-on written review, just like some stars would be great. We need to try and get that Spotify one up there. It's just not looking too good at the moment. So if you can send some love, that would be really great. And until next time, I will see you on Style Story.